This is the Lenovo Thinkpad X201 and it's currently running Windows 10. However, I thought, considering it's got a bunch of Linux stickers, I should probably put Linux on it. So what I'll do is go into Windows, see if I can shrink the drive so that there's space for a Linux partition, and then try and install Fedora. I've been hearing quite a lot about Fedora recently. There's been various videos and people seem to be choosing it as a nice Linux operating system that kind of looks a little bit like Windows 10. So I thought I'd give it a try. Got a cup of tea to drink while I'm doing this. So hopefully this will be a relatively relaxing experience. Also got a machine over here that is being used to test laptop RAM. It's the J1900 quad-core system. There's another video on my channel about that one, and it's just running away. So if you hear some noise, there's a system over on the left. This does make some noise when the fans kick in, but so far that hasn't happened. So I'm just going to go into disk management, assuming the right click works. Oh, the left click on the thing doesn't work, so I've swapped left and right around and I keep forgetting. So we have got the main SSD drive in here. Right click, shrink volume. Let's see if it lets us shrink the partition, and then that should give us some space to install Linux. So it's letting us shrink the volume, and I think I'll probably go for about 60 so that it's a sort of half and half. Half Windows, half Linux. And I'm still forgetting that I need to right click instead of left click. This laptop is one of those rare laptops that doesn't have a trackpad here, it just has these buttons, but this left click does not work. So there we go. We have 58 gigabytes here, unallocated, so that should be good for our Linux install. And I don't know about you, but I find even this basic disk management in Windows a little bit easier to work with compared to Linux. So I'll restart, boot from my Ventoy disk, and I've already got Fedora on there. So this is our USB drive. And I'm going to go for Fedora KDE Desktop Live 42. I'm just going to start it. I don't want to spend time testing it. I'm sure the media is fine. And the fan on this sort of sounds like a hard drive, strangely enough. So we've got Fedora starting with a little spinning thing here. And this is not in real time. I'm kind of pausing the video recording just so that it speeds things up. Okay, we've got this. This is the KDE Plasma desktop thing loading in. So here we are in Fedora Linux. We've got a nice wallpaper. We've got the start menu here that does look like a sort of dark theme Windows 10. And when you wiggle your mouse around, you get the icon much larger, which is nice because I do tend to make the pointer larger and change the color in Windows 10. So let's just have a very quick look at the system, just to give you an idea of how this laptop is configured. We've got Wi-Fi down here with question mark, which means I think Wi-Fi is working and it's detecting Wi-Fi network. So we'll see if NeoFetch is on here. Nope. So I've started Info Center. This tells us all the different information about the Linux version as well as the hardware. So we've got an Intel Core i5 M520 2.4 gigahertz, and we've got 4 gigabytes of RAM. So I'm gonna simply start the install process because I want to put this on this machine and get started. Basically, this is the information about the system and the intro screens. Quite nice. And let's go back and install it onto the drive. This is top, so we can see how much memory is being used, 2 gigabytes being used. And we can see what's happening here. I'm pretty sure it's starting the installer for us. Okay, and this is the installer. So hopefully this will be relatively straightforward to go through. So installation summary, we've got a keyboard. We want to change where it's installing and select the device you'd like to install. So this is the main drive. And so if we select automatic, will it automatically use the free space? Or is it going to wipe what's already on there? One disk selected, 58 gigabytes free, full disk summary and bootloader. So I assume it's going to use the free space, the free partition here, and it's not going to wipe Windows, but it's not clear. Okay, let's click done. We should probably have a user. We've set up a user and let's click begin installation. Is it going to wipe our Windows drive or is it going to use the space we set up? We're up to installing software. So it looks like it's going pretty well. It's installing the bootloader. It's complete. Fedora is now successfully installed and ready for you to use. Go ahead and reboot to start using it. So let's see what happens. Pretty sure I clicked restart. Let's restart now. So I'm unplugging the USB drive. And oh, it looks like we've got a choice of Fedora and Windows 10. So I'll just very quickly check Windows 10 works. Looks like that's going to work fine. Windows 10 works fine. I'm going to reboot and then I'll select Fedora. So here we go, selecting Fedora. And I'll just let it play through so that we can see how long it takes to boot up to the desktop. So we've got the mouse. And we've got an initial setup. Oh no, we're here. So I've logged on and I'm now waiting for the desktop to appear. And we have the desktop. So I'm going to connect to the internet. So I've connected to my Wi-Fi. I'll just quickly go through this welcome center, have a quick look. All looks fine. And we've got Discover where we can add extra applications. We've got the choice of whether we're going to share anonymous data or not. We can enable third-party repositories. Yeah, we should probably do that. And there we go. We have got Fedora. This is the memory usage, disk and CPU. And if we have a look at Discover, we have got a whole bunch of things we can add. Hey, there's a Tux Cart. Should you have a look at that? Looks pretty neat. Okay. Okay, don't know what that's about. Install that and let's have a quick look at some of these settings. We've got different themes. Got a number of, oh, we've even got touchscreen settings. Lots there as well. This is the system again. And let's just go on the internet. So we've got Firefox. Let's have a look at WebGL Aquarium. See if this is working on this system. It's possible that it might not be, depending on the graphics of this processor. No, doesn't look like that's going to work. But we should be fine with YouTube. So we can have a look at a previous video on this laptop where I tried damn small Linux on this machine. Can mute the adverts, bring up these stats. It's using AV01. And it feels quite responsive. There are some dropped frames. It's switched over to VP09. It's using 480p. We don't need ambient mode. But that looks reasonable. So I'll just run a speed test on Google and see what we get. That is not looking good, but it's increasing. And I suppose that'll do. So this is video playback and this is at 100%, but you also get the option to raise the maximum volume.
Which seems a little bit of a security risk, but as long as no one's over your shoulder watching or recording a YouTube video.
And that does actually work really well to boost the volume. And this could be really useful for some of my other laptops that I've got that have got really quiet speakers, like the GeoBook that I've got. Being able to sort of boost that so much is quite a nice feature. It makes me wonder why they don't have that feature built into Windows. So I installed SuperTux Cart. Let's see if it actually works. So my graphics driver appears to be very old. Please check if an update is available. Okay. Doesn't really look like it fits on the screen. Let's just give this a try and see what happens. Oh, it looks okay. There is some sort of slowdown, but the fact that it's playable is quite nice. So that is SuperTux Cart. Oh, there's about 957 updates available. That seems quite a lot. So we've got Libra Office on here. I've just started the Writer application. And if we have a quick look at what's on here, we've got development, education, games, graphics, help, internet, multimedia, office applications, system, it's got Dolphin File Manager, utilities, calculator. Let's just open that. And if I right click, can I pin it to the task manager? Yep, that's great. And what do we have in terms of Notepad? We've got Kwrite, which looks good. Is it tabbed? Yeah, it's a tabbed Notepad type application. So this looks pretty good actually. It looks easy enough to get used to. We've got the Discover for finding applications, and we've got Dolphin File Manager, and we've got Dolphin, and we can see both the Linux installation as well as the Windows installation. Interestingly, SMB has found my Windows machine that doesn't have any file shares on it, or at least it shouldn't have any file shares, but it hasn't found the Windows machine that is being used as a file server, so that's a little bit interesting. I'll see if I can connect to my Windows file server. Well, that was surprisingly easy. I was able to connect to my Windows file server just by typing in the Windows computer name, and I can see my files and things. I've put VLC on here. It can't decode the format HEVC MPEG H part 2 H265, I thought. This was what VLC did. It just accepted any media format. It can clearly play the sound from it, but not the video. We've installed all the updates. It's telling us we need to restart the system to complete the update process. I've restarted. I've got the light theme running. I've got a little widget in this corner showing me the CPU usage. And we've got 949 packages that will be upgraded. That's quite a lot. This looks quite useful. K-Disk Mark. Looks like Crystal Disk Mark. So this is quite interesting. The i5 520 is 2.4 gigahertz with 2 cores and 4 threads. The Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600 is 2.4 gigahertz and 4 cores, 4 threads. And they get a similar CPU mark. In fact, the i5 520 is a little bit slower according to CPU passmark scores. So 2 years newer, much less power, 35 watts compared to 105, but similar sort of performance, and expecting it to run things like Windows 10 and Fedora Linux quite happily. And it seems to be running fine, to be honest. It's going okay, you know. nothing much to complain about, apart from the fact that I've installed Quake 3 Arena demo from the Discover thing, and it's not running. It won't work, so that's a shame, because I do like trying to run that on every machine that I've got. So I'm gonna leave this on here. I'm gonna keep trying it, keep trying to actually use the operating system as this laptop's main operating system, and I'm going to see how it goes. I have tried a lot of different Linux operating systems on machines, but you give it a quick look around and then switch to something else, you're not really getting used to the operating system. So I'm going to try and leave this on here and see how I get on, and maybe we'll update at some point in the future. But if you got this far, thank you for watching. Thanks to all the people who have subscribed. Feel free to hit the subscribe button or the like button, or leave a comment below. Let me know if you've used Fedora and whether you still use it, what you like about it, what don't you like, and how do I fix VLC so that I can play video files on here that have specific codecs. And if you're a member of the channel, big shout out, thanks for joining. You get early access to some videos as well as some extra videos. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, and yeah, see you in another video. Bye.